Can you tell me, where did this beautiful dinghy crane come from?
Atkins and Hoyle from Ontario, Canada. I have a label right here.
Beautiful. And this is going to be a dinghy and crane install DIY. And to get the crane up above, the headliner and the main cabin must come down. Fortunately, only a small part of it. Decided where to place it. Now comes the scary part. Drilling through the roof of the Sundeck. Well, that seemed pretty painless. So that little drill was the painless part, and now this has to go through the sunroof. A little more unnerving. But it took us a while to get to this point. We had to figure out exactly where to place it on the roof so that we would be able to get the dinghy in and out of the water, but also pick loads off the dock if we wanted to bring things in like the lithium batteries, which weigh very much. Sunfish toward the back. Yeah. Here we go, cutting a huge hole in our boat. Holy smokes. Fiberglass and then a layer of wood. There seems to be an air pocket in there somewhere, and then underneath is the headliner. Two pieces of fiberglass with a balsa core. There's actually no gap up there. This roof is 1.5 inches thick. This balsa core, and then fiberglass, which looks like about a little more than 1/4 inch on the bottom, a little more than 1/4 inch on the top. The next step is to take this pole and shove it up through the hole, although I don't know if that's going to work, but we'll see. Yep, and the bridge is going.
Personally, I don't think so.
No, I don't think it's going to go either.
But it's going to be a lot easier some ways than in others, so if we can do it, we'll do it.
It would be better.
Do it.
So, following the directions doesn't work. Now we have to go and drop it down from the top. We're both going to get up there and try to slide it down from above through that hole. Oh, why does it have to come back out?
Because we got to cut it.
Oh. Okay. Well, once this is in place, it has to be measured, taken back out,
Or something.
cut to length, and put back in. So that was actually a lot easier than I expected it to be.
What?
To slide that down through the hole. Now, how are you port to starboard?
Are you filming this?
I am. Why? Well, it certainly is noticeable, but having the ability to put the dinghy up on the roof will make it worth it. At this point, we just need to level it and then go up top, measure, cut it to length, and then attach the base plate to the floor and attach the top bracket to the Sundeck ceiling. Getting ready to cut it to length. A little bit of rock fix to seal the hole, and then cover it fast because it started pouring. attaching the base plate to the Sundeck floor after sanding all the non-skid off to prep the surface. Masking it off so that the sealant does not get all over the deck. Now it's cleanup time. We've got the holes drilled for the plate. It needs to have some penetrating epoxy to make sure that it's sealed properly, and then we'll install the plate and the pole. Last dry fit to make sure everything's the right length. Slant in the roof is going to make it a little bit tricky.
Oh, did you?
I did. I showed there's a little gap because
Okay, so
the roof is slanted.
Yeah, the roof is slanted, so we just have to build up a little extra 4200, kind of use it as a shim, and it'll sit loose on it on the 4200 overnight until the 4200 cures, and then we'll build the whole head.
Okay, next step, drill for the bolts that hold that collar in place. And he's going to have to pull everything back up, pour penetrating epoxy to make sure that it's sealed properly. The drills, he's going to put the bolts in to make sure everything stays right in place. Prepping the surface to bed the collar on the upper part of the deck in place with the collar, which is going to be slid up into position. Hopefully that is the last time we'll have to move that. Just asking the cat if there's so it's all taped off so he can put his sealer to make sure that it's a watertight seal when everything is assembled. Little holes, little notches, so the headliner wasn't damaged. So the base is installed now, and the first upright piece that looks crane-like is getting ready to go in. My goodness, this is going to be a substantial hunk of metal sticking out of the boat. How does that secure on? Just a little pin? Looks like it's now a fireboat, and that looks like a water cannon. And now the final piece goes into place. Well, the final piece of aluminum. There's also rigging that has to be done. There seems to be a flat spot in the casting. So the pole is not fitting correctly, and I'm not sure what he's going to do about it. This should have been a quick, easy install, this part, but because it was not formed properly, it's turned into quite a pain in the neck.
You are filming this?
I filmed some of it, yes. It's better that way. How's it going, Cap?
Well, we got a little bit more movement. Not much, that's true, but
So this should have been about a 10-minute project. It's been hours because the part of the crane that the pole was supposed to slide gently into was not formed properly. So it's been filing and grinding and drilling and pounding, and it's been a couple of hours at this point. Fortunately, my Cap is super patient, and he's just going to keep at it until it's done. I would have thrown it in the river by now. Thank goodness it's not me doing it.
look at you! Look at you! Love it. That's it. That's all
it?
in.
Yay!
I like it. So, what is the deal with the other end? Is a little crank that you put a little crank on there, and you just it's got like a gear on it, and it cranks it up.
It's just a regular winch,
Okay.
like boat winch on the end.
So it is
Oh, you know what that
in
chest
place,
thing was?
and what should have taken about 30 seconds took 4 hours. Oh my gosh.
So, Cap, what was wrong with that elbow part of the crane?
Well, it's cast aluminum, as were many of the parts. I mean, if you look at this collar is cast aluminum. The base is cast aluminum. Anywhere where one of the pipes would go into, the cast aluminum was machined to high tolerance so that the particular pipe going in it would fit snugly. That one particular section where the boom goes in was never machined. It was still raw casting. And so obviously it was too small for the pipe. So since I lack a Bridgeport machine on board, I had to combination of filing, and I did take a 3.5-inch wood hole saw, and initially went through it with that just to get the bulk of the material out, and then I filed it at different points. We try the pipe, see where it's pinching, file it some more. I don't believe it took 4 hours because I think we took a break for lunch at one point. So it probably took about 2.5 to 3 hours to do it. I probably could have done it faster, but well, don't you laugh at me. But this was fine work.
Correct. It was
And-
4 hours,
And I
but
wanted,
that does include a lunch break.
I wanted a snug fit. I did not
Want it
want
loose.
to overdo it and have it be loose. And so I'm thinking 2.5 hours. I'm not thinking 4.
But
So
it
it
fits
was
well,
it was unfortunate. Atkins and Hoyle should have machined that out, and somebody just forgot to do it.
And we could have contacted them, but
Yeah, I mean, if I had contacted them, they would have been horrified and said, please ship it back, and they probably would have covered the shipping, but I didn't want to wait another 2 weeks.
right. We just want this
And,
done.
you know, I had the tools on hand to get the job done, so I just did it.
So you said action, so we're filming right
We're
now.
filming right now.
All right.
So now we're cutting the bolts even so that we put
with
the
my pink safety glasses.
with his pink safety glasses so that we can put the headliner back up in the aft cabin.
So the plan was to finish the video today and show the rigging of the final rigging of the crane. Not gonna happen. I will post another video where I show the final rigging of the crane and how the chocks are being installed. So how we're going to attach or secure the dinghy and the sunfish to the roof once the crane is complete. So that's it for now.